Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. You'll notice that in this video, I'm doing a lot, like the 3 videos I'm putting out today are a lot of similarities. Women, being with a popular, good-looking guys, ended up having kids. Then they're settling for the guy that's got money. Maybe they don't really desire him, but he's a good, safe catch. And then they're surprised when men have caught on, and they're like, I'm not really into this anymore. Well, it's part of that, and what I wanted to, because I do these every once in a while, where their dating standards continue to get crazier and crazier. And as a normal guy, when you're swiping on Tinder or whatever, and they say 6 foot only, there goes 85% of men. And then they say must have a good head of hair. There goes Joker. Well, I would be out based on the 6 foot thing alone. But the whole point is that as you go down through their lists, they're eliminating everybody. And then they're surprised and they're shocked when guys are like, well, I'm out. I'm not interested. Or the women will break their own rules because the guy's really good looking and they decide, well, I'm going to make an exception because I really want to smash with this guy. Well, women's datings are getting even crazier. And this is just a short little quip that I found on Reddit just a couple days ago. This is like 2 days ago. And let me put on my glasses because this print is exceptionally small. Well, maybe I can zoom it up so all of us can read it together here. There we go. Okay, we'll do it this way. This is from Female Dating Strategy, and she's a strategy coach. So she coaches other women on how to date and what their list of men. Now, there's 100 and some odd thousand on FDS. And, of course, the men's channels that are like this get removed. But women can do it. It's all right. But let's read down this list. Let's see how many men. I'd like to know how many men down below. You guys let me know if you made it or not. Okay? And don't forget to smash the like button so more people see this stuff. Okay. So you'll give me a yes or a no down below in the chat if you made it. Okay, she says, unapologetically, my list for men is, number 1, must have completed and graduated with a bachelor's degree or higher at least 1 year ago. I just ghosted a man after finding out he graduated December with his master's degree. Okay, why? Apparently, having a degree isn't enough. I mean, you have to be in the workplace. Well, I'm out. I do not have a bachelor's or a master's degree. I'm too smart to go $150,000 into debt to be taught that men are bad, because that's pretty much what college does now. Number 2, must make $100,000 or more, either with a job or via a business. No exceptions. No exception, guys. You need to be a cash cow. I would be okay there only because I was a network engineer making more than 6 figures and I invested well. Must be 6'1" or taller. No exceptions. Well, I'm out. I'm 1 for 3. If there is an age gap, it must be no greater than 5 years. No exceptions. I'm really curious. I wonder how old she is. He must have a completely intact hairline and all of his teeth. No exceptions. Well, my hairline is intact, but it's a beard hairline. I don't think that's what she's looking for. I do have all of my teeth. No, I had my wisdom teeth extracted. So, no, but it says no exceptions. No exceptions. He must work out regularly and have a visible six-pack. I will not date fat guys. Well, I'm out. And a visible six-pack, so I guess he has to walk around in a tight T-shirt as well. He must be free of drugs, alcohol, and tobacco. No exceptions. That one is the one I think is reasonable. Like, I'm okay with that. He must be childless at the time of matching. No exceptions. So, again, these single moms, he is my world, or my kids are my world. But see, if you have a kid, no way. He must have never, ever participated in the armed forces or the related fields. So you can't serve your country. I swipe left on all veterans. I ghost, block, and delete any man I match with that later reveals that he has served in the armed forces in any capacity. Same applies for cops, firefighters, EMTs, guards, or the related professions. Same for the relevant departments. Department of Defense, FBI, CIA, DHS, DOS, etc., etc. There are no exceptions to this. If he served for even 1 minute, he's ghosted. Oh, but we're not done there. He must not have access to long-distance hole punchers. In other words, the pew-pews. I see one in his profile, I swipe left. If we matched and he later reveals that he hunts for sport, I block, ignore, ghost, and delete him. No exceptions. Now, there's something that I want you to see. I want you to see something here, okay? She could say, that is a no for me. She could say, I ghost him, or I block him, or I ignore him, or I delete him, or I unmatch with him. But with her saying, I block and ignore and ghost and delete him, she's just being very adamant of what she's trying to say, which I get, but here's the thing. At no point, I'll finish reading this and you'll see what I'm talking about. No misogynistic men who have used incel language in their profiles or low-effort profiles. So in other words, you have to jump through hoops and try really hard to win her attention, even though she's got a grocery list of things. He must be within 15 miles of where I live or there's no deal. I'm not waiting more than 10 minutes for a man to pick me up. Some exceptions. He must not be religious. I'm not giving up my Sundays or eating any weird stuff or sacrificing anything to anyone or traveling on a pilgrimage anywhere or doing any weird ritualistic crap ever. No exceptions. Now, I don't know about you. I grew up as a Christian. I went to church. I never ate anything weird because of it. I never sacrificed anything of it. I never traveled on any pilgrimage anywhere, although I did for ayahuasca, but that wasn't religious related, and doing any ritualistic stuff. I've never done any of that. I don't know, maybe she's thinking of like pagans or Wiccans or something. I don't know. He must be handsome. No exceptions. All right, so she's looking for a handsome 6'1" or taller guy who's muscular and has a six-pack, has a high degree, makes $100,000 or more, and has a list of things that he may not participate in. So let's be realistic with this. What if I said, now we don't know what she looks like. Let me just be clear about that. But do you think that she is the type of woman that deserves this kind of man? I would say no. Why? Because she wouldn't be on Female Dating Strategy posting about this stuff if she deserved him. So, as a guy, let's say I met all these qualifications. I would require her to have the same level of degree, and she must make $100,000 a year or more, no exceptions. She must be 120 pounds with C cups, no exceptions. I mean, if we're talking physical traits, if he has to be, athletic and muscular and taller than 6'1", she has to be no more than 120 pounds. I'm just picking that, 120 pounds, we'll say 50 kilograms, something like that, 50 kilograms, with a C cup. They must be perky. She must not need a bra to hold them up. They should be perky at all times, even without a bra. If there's an age gap, it must be no greater than 5 years. She says, well, mine is you can't be older than 25. I'm just making these numbers up off the top of my head because that's obviously what she did. Remember, we don't know what she looked like, so, I could post the same thing, even though I look like what I look like. And you might say, but dude, you're being completely ridiculous. You do not deserve any of that. That's my point. I must have a completely intact hairline and all her teeth. Okay, all my teeth. Okay, she needs to, let's see. She needs to not have any wrinkles. No wrinkles whatsoever. And she needs to have all of her teeth. She needs to work out regularly and have a bubble butt. I will take a tape measure and measure around her butt, right? I'll measure that to her waist, to her chest, and she must be 36, 23, 36. No exceptions. Does it sound like I'm ever going to find a woman like this? No, of course not. She must be free of no smoking and drinking. She must be childless. And she must never have participated in more than 2 or 3 previous relationships, she must have a body count under 3. Period. No exceptions. She must not have any access to the no feminist women. No women that use low effort profiles. Like, all of this is just ridiculous. And the reason why I pull these up and the reason why I talk about the stories I do is because we men are not stupid. We men are not stupid. And if somebody says, hey, I need a guy that's this tall, men cannot control that. You could be the smartest, the most powerful, the most successful man in the world. You cannot will yourself to grow taller. That is just as ridiculous as saying a woman needs to be 115 or 120 pounds, no bigger, ever. Except the difference is women can lose weight. And you can't say, well, what about her chest size? Well, women can get implants. Well, what about women? Women can get butt implants. Women can do a lot of different things. But as soon as a woman says, well, do something about your height or you're out, you're done. You're done. And again, this hypocrisy continues on. And again, more men, more good men, will be out of the dating market. Because you look at Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is like 5'6", 5'7". Tom Holland's like 5'7", 5'8", 5'6", somewhere around there. Al Pacino is very small. And I just pull these actors' names because Dustin Hoffman. And I'm not saying these are great-looking guys, but I'm saying there's a lot of actors out there. I mean, if you look at Tom Holland, imagine Tom Holland walking in to some pub or club that she's in, and she's like, oh, my God, it's Tom Holland. I'd never sleep with him. Why? Well, he's not 6 foot tall. When it really breaks down, what they're doing is they're saying, I'm going to make such a ridiculous list that no man meets my needs, and then I have an excuse why I'm single. Then I have an excuse why men don't choose me. Then I have an excuse for being butthurt and angry at the world. And really the only people they're hurting are themselves. Because while she's looking for Mr. Perfect that doesn't exist, the rest of us just enjoy lives. Many guys will be like, you know what? Yeah, she's a redhead or a brunette or a blonde. Don't really care. Yeah, she may have A cups or B cups or C cups. I have a preference, but I don't really care. Yeah, she may have this, she may have that. But most of the time, I think most men are reasonable. And maybe many women are reasonable, but we're seeing more and more and more on these dating profiles where they only chase the best of the best. They'll sleep with the best of the best, and then they feel like they have to settle when they meet someone that's, quote, average to actually spend their life with because no one else will be with them. All right, for those of you on Rumble and Locals, we're going to do a dating profile of the day. If you're here on Big Mommy YouTube, make sure to join me over on the other sites because, YouTube doesn't like me having fun over here anymore. Also, don't forget, I'm pushing for 390 more supporters over on betterbachelor.locals.com for this month, so please consider going over there to support me.